Dear students, I am Bharat Kashyap, lecturer biology at GSSS Majwad, district Mandi. Today we are going to study second chapter of biology. The name of chapter is biological classification and today's topic is kingdom Monera. Let us begin with study of characteristics of kingdom Monera. These organisms are prokaryotic and cellular. They lack organelles like mitochondria, lysosomes, Golgi bodies, plastids, endoplasmic reticulum, etc. They contain 70 S ribosomes. The DNA is circular and not bound by a nuclear membrane in them. They reproduce asexually by binary fission or budding. Flagella serve as the locomotory organ. They are decomposers, also called scavengers or cleaners of environment. Nutrition may be autotrophic or heterotrophic. If heterotrophic, then it may be parasitic or saprophytic type. Now bacteria. These are rod-shaped bacteria and spherical bacteria. Bacteria are the only members of kingdom Monera. They are the most abundant microorganisms which occur almost everywhere. Hundreds of bacteria are present in a handful of soil. They live in extreme habitats such as hot springs, deserts, snow, and deep oceans where other life forms cannot survive. Many of them live as parasites and cause many diseases to other organisms. Now, shapes of bacteria. Look at these diagrams. First of all, coccus, plural cocci. They are oval or spherical in shape. Bacillus, plural bacilli. They are rod-shaped. They may or may not have flagella. Then spirillum, plural spirali. They are spiral or coiled. The spiral forms are rigid with two or more flagella at one or both ends. For example, spirillum, spirochete, etc. And last one, vibrium, plural vibrio. They are small, curved and comma-like. They have a flagellum at one end and motile. Now, structure of bacteria. Look at the diagram of bacteria. Cell wall. It is strong, rigid layer made up of polymer of sugar and amino acid called murin or peptidoglycan. It also contains lipids. Then capsule. In many bacteria, a thick slimy layer made of polysaccharide may be present outside the cell wall is called capsule. It is protective in function. Then plasma membrane. It is thin, elastic and selectively permeable, lie inner to cell wall. Now cytoplasm. It is complex semi-fluid ground substance called matrix. It contains vitamins, soluble proteins, lipids and minerals. The organic matter lie in colloidal form, that is, always remain in uniformly suspended form. It is granular due to presence of ribosomes. Nucleoid. It has a double helical circular DNA molecule without histone proteins. Classification of Monera. Kingdom Monera is classified into two subdivisions, Archaebacteria and Eubacteria. Let us discuss Archaebacteria. These are the most ancient bacteria found in most extreme habitats. They differ from other bacteria in having a different cell wall structure which helps them to survive in extreme conditions. The mode of nutrition is autotrophic. The nucleotide sequences of tRNA and ribosomal RNA are also specific in them. Now, types of Archaebacteria. There are of following three types. Halophiles. These are salt-loving and grow well in high salt concentrations. Then methanogens. They produce methane as metabolic byproduct. They are present in gut of ruminant animals like cows, buffaloes, and they are responsible for the production of methane or biogas from the dung of these animals. Then thermoacidophiles. They can grow under acidic conditions and high temperatures up to 110 degrees Celsius. Now, Eubacteria. Eubacteria are also known as true bacteria. Their cell wall is rigid and made up of peptidoglycan. They move with the help of flagella. A few bacteria contain short appendages on the cell surface called pili, which help during sexual reproduction. They have two categories, gram-positive and gram-negative, depending upon nature of cell wall and stain which they absorb. For example, Rhizobium and Clostridium. Now, Cyanobacteria or blue-green algae. These may be unicellular, colonial, or filamentous. In motile forms, these have a rigid cell wall and a flagellum. Some members, like nostoc anabina, can fix atmospheric nitrogen due to specialized cells called heterocysts. The colonial forms are surrounded by gelatinous sheath. They often form blooms in polluted water bodies. Now, types of nutrition. It is of following types. First is photosynthetic autotrophs. These are green and have chlorophyll A similar to higher plants, for example nostoc. Then chemosynthetic autotrophs. These oxidize various inorganic substances like nitrates, nitrites, ammonia, and use the released energy for ATP production. They help in recycling of nutrients like nitrogen, phosphorus, iron, and sulfur. For example, nitrifying bacteria, sulfur bacteria, iron bacteria, etc. Now, heterotrophs. They are the most abundant in nature and majority are decomposers, beneficial to humans. They help in production of antibiotics, making curd from milk, for example lactobacillus bacteria. They reside in roots of various leguminous plants and help in nitrogen fixation. For example, rhizobium. You can see in this diagram, these are the root nodules in which reside the Rhizobium bacillus bacteria. Then they are also pathogenic to humans and various crops. Bacteria cause some well-known diseases like cholera, typhoid, tetanus in humans, and citrus canker in citrus plants. Now, asexual reproduction in bacteria. Binary fission. It is the most common. It involves the division of a single cell which results in formation of two cells. Then endospores. During unfavorable conditions, highly resistant spores called endospores are formed. They have thick wall which gets ruptured under favorable conditions and new cell is formed. Then sexual reproduction. Conjugation. Bacteria can reproduce by a sort of sexual reproduction by exchange of genetic informations with each other. Using a pilus, two bacteria may contact with each other and exchange genetic material. This is called conjugation. Then mycoplasma. They are the smallest known living cells. They can survive without oxygen. These organisms completely lack a cell wall. Many mycoplasmas are pathogenic to animals and plants and cause various diseases. With this, we come to end of this today's lecture, and I hope you must have understood it properly. Thanks for watching.